Hi friends, I'm Janet Williams. We at Women of Grace are dedicated to the authentic Catholic spiritual formation of women. It is to this end that we offer you Grace Under Fire to expose the darkness of false spiritualities and contemporary trends.
Hello, I'm Sue Brinkman, Director of New Age Research at Women of Grace. We recently had a question from someone. She said, I saw an advertisement for Transcendental meditation in a church bulletin. What is it, and is it acceptable by the Catholic Church? No, it is not. The practice of Transcendental meditation is not acceptable. In the Vatican document, Jesus Christ, the Bearer of the Water of Life, Christians are specifically warned against that form of meditation. As the document states, they say many people are convinced that there is no harm in borrowing from the wisdom of the East, but the example of Transcendental meditation should make Christians cautious about the prospect of committing themselves unknowingly to another religion, in this case Hinduism, despite what TM's promoters claim about its religious neutrality. There is no problem with learning how to meditate, but the object or content of the exercise clearly determines whether it relates to the God revealed by Jesus Christ, to some other revelation, or simply to the hidden depths of the self. Now, as proponents of TM will explain, this form of prayer is practiced for 20 minutes twice a day, where the person uses a mantra, which is a word or a sound that's given to them during the personal interview stage of initiation into TM. You have to be initiated into it. And that mantra serves as a kind of spiritual conduit to instill concentration in the practitioner. And this word is usually the name of a Hindu god that is kept secret and is never to be spoken aloud. That's part of the agreement when you're initiated. Proponents believe that employing this technique allows your mind to settle inward beyond thought, to experience the source of thought, pure awareness, also known as transcendental consciousness, a unique state of restful alertness in the mind and body. This is the most silent and peaceful level of consciousness, your innermost self. So that's what they believe. Now, it's important to point out that this self does not refer to oneself. As Father Mitch Pacwa explains in his book Catholics and the New Age, it refers to Brahman, the name of the first of three chief Hindu deities, who is, as they describe, the impersonal ground of all being itself, from which every other object gets its being. Now, the man who brought TM to the West was Mahesh Prasad Varma. He was a former physics student at the University of Allahabad in India. Now, Mahesh attended a lecture by a very recognized guru known as the Guru Dev, or divine teacher, and decided that he's going to change his major from physics to spirituality. Now, Mahesh spent 12 years as a disciple of Guru Dev, who encouraged him to take the teaching to the West. Now, after Guru Dev's death in 1953, Mahesh retired to a cave in the mountains. And when he emerged 3 years later, he had changed his name to Maharishi, which means great sage or seer, to begin a ministry in India. And in 1958, he established the spiritual regeneration movement in Madras with the aim of bringing about the spiritual regeneration of all of mankind. Maharishi began to acquire fame in the 1960s after Ravi Shankar introduced the Beatles and other rock stars to Hinduism, and it quickly became one of the fastest growing cults in the West. However, as Janet Williams writes in her book The New Age Counterfeit, the Maharishi soon discovered Americans were really not interested in Hinduism. Undaunted, he returned a few years later, changed the name of his organization to one less religious in tone, the American Foundation for the Science of Creative Intelligence, and has sold Transcendental meditation as a non-religious relaxation technique ever since. But don't be fooled, even though it is being sold as a secular technique. As Janet states, the TM technique and its accompanying initiation rite are overtly Hindu. The initiation ritual includes worshiping a Hindu deity, and the mantra given to the student is the name of a Hindu god. Now, the dangers of dabbling in this kind of altered states of mind that are induced by the practice of TM cannot be understated. And the Irish Theological Commission explains in their book A Catholic Response to the New Age Phenomena, the danger that is not pointed out is that in this state of so-called cosmic consciousness, people are open to spiritual influences without being in control, for they have surrendered to this consciousness. Catholic churches should not be advertising TM for their parishioners. If you should see one of these ads in your bulletin, look up Transcendental Meditation on our New Age Q&A blog and forward it to your pastor so that he can be made aware of the dangers of TM and can take whatever steps he deems appropriate to prevent its promotion in his parish. For more information, visit womenofgrace.com.
If you would like more information on how you can participate in a Women of Grace study, contact us at info@womenofgrace.com. Listen to Grace Under Fire every Wacky Wednesday on Women of Grace Live at 11 a.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio.